Will investing in marijuana stocks get you permanently banned from entering the United States? That's what we're going to try and find out about today. So guys, if you're watching this video, you should probably pause it right now, go sell all your marijuana stocks, unless you want to find yourself in a US jail cell.
Ever hear of a cock meat sandwich?
I'm just joking, guys. You're not going to be going to jail, but in all seriousness, like I said, we are going to be talking about whether investing in the cannabis space is enough to get you barred from entering the United States. And this was actually a really fun video for me to put together. I did a lot of research. I found out a bunch of new things, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys. So as always, if you enjoy the video, if you learned something new, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and do let me know down in the comment section below, like, what your thoughts are on this entire topic, because it is an interesting one. But as I'm sure most of you guys are well aware, marijuana is legal here in Canada as of October 17th. However, in certain parts of the states, that's not quite the case. As I'm filming this video, there are 33 states that have officially legalized marijuana, at least in some form, right? Whether that be medical or recreational. However, there are a number of states that are yet to do so. So when you look at it in terms of a federal level, this is still an illegal drug. Taking a look here right off of the DEA website itself, some examples of Schedule I drugs are heroin, LSD, marijuana, cannabis. So heroin and cannabis, Schedule I drugs, guys, don't do them. There's been a lot of people arguing for a while now that cannabis does not belong in this category, but at least for now, guys, that is the case. So if you're looking to cross the border, maybe you want to do some shopping, like hit up the outlet malls, maybe you want to go catch a Portland Trailblazers game, I don't know. If you want to go over to the States, Canadians are subject to questioning regarding their involvement with this illegal industry. Reading here, a United States official overseeing the Canada-US border has confirmed that any Canadian visitor who admits that they've smoked weed before will still be banned for life, even after legalization. Todd Owen, Executive Assistant Commissioner of Field Operations for the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency, told Politico Thursday that cannabis workers and cannabis investors can also expect a lifetime ban. If you work for the industry, that is grounds for inadmissibility. Though many states have voted to legalize cannabis over the last decade, it is still an illegal drug under federal law. So admitting to smoking weed in your past can get you banned. Working in the marijuana industry can also get you banned. I will just note in particular that people working with US marijuana companies are at a higher risk. While you may not be barred entry just for having a job that's legal in Canada, marijuana executives who work with US companies may be seen as being engaged in criminal activity. So definitely a little bit of leeway when it comes to workers in the cannabis industry while working with a Canadian company, but where does this leave investors? Are you trying to tell me that investing in a share of Canopy or Aurora or Namaste is going to get me banned for life? Well, one of the major case studies that we can look at here involves a Canadian investor named Sam Znaimer. Now, Znaimer received a lifetime ban from entering the United States for having investments in a US marijuana company. Now, there's a couple things that I want to point out about this situation, but we will run through the clip first. First of all, I just want to say savage to this guy, man. My prayers and shoutouts go to Sam.
Entering the U.S. at this crossing south of Vancouver used to be routine for venture capitalist Sam Znaimer until he tried it in May of this year. Znaimer says he was interrogated for 4 hours entirely about his investments in American cannabis companies. Then he was slapped with a ban on entering the U.S. for the rest of his life.
I was amazed that someone as peripherally involved as I was could be deemed to be aiding and abetting.
Marijuana is legal in several U.S. states, including Washington state, but the border is controlled by federal agents, and marijuana is still illegal under national law. One U.S. attorney says he's seeing more and more cases of Canadians facing border problems for even remote connections to American pot enterprises.
selling a machine, a legal machine from Canada to a U.S. customer, owning property in the United States that has a tenant who's in the cannabis industry.
On behalf of anyone that's not just directly involved in the cannabis industry, but let's say you make lighting systems that happen to be used in greenhouses, all of a sudden you may get a lifetime travel ban into the United States.
Znaimer knew the rules, knew it would be a problem to admit to ever smoking pot, but that was never an issue for the officers questioning him.
No, they never asked that, and believe me, I've thought about that over time.
It's all caused Znaimer to re-examine his American marijuana investments, and he's warning other Canadians to do the same. He believes that's ultimately what the anti-drug U.S. government wants, to choke off Canadian investment in American companies as a means to forcing them out of business altogether.
So pretty crazy if you ask me, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Again, in their eyes, this is an illegal industry. The term that they'll use is that anyone facilitating the proliferation of the legal marijuana industry in US states where it is deemed legal or Canada may affect an individual's admissibility to the US. So even though it is legal, if you have investments, if you have ties to these marijuana companies, they take it as you're promoting and you're promoting this industry. They don't like that, and they have the right to ban you. Now, there's two things that I want to touch on quickly regarding the clips that we just watched. First point, this guy, Sam Znaimer, who received the lifetime ban, he was a venture capitalist, so slightly different than the average retail investor like you and I. These venture capitalists, these are the guys that are going in and kind of funding the companies, often with large amounts of money that definitely could be considered more of a business dealing than a university student going out and purchasing a couple shares of Aurora. Secondly, very important point here, he was investing in an American marijuana company. Now, from my research, although they have the right to ban or deny entry to anyone working in the marijuana industry, the US border has been far stricter with investments in US marijuana companies than Canadian companies. And that to me was the main takeaway from this. There is a heavier emphasis on American companies. So are you going to get banned for investing in shares of Canopy Growth or Aurora? Guys, the likely answer here is no. You're going to be just fine. And that is by no means legal advice. By no means legal advice to you guys. That's just based on what I've been able to dig up based on my research that I'm sharing with you guys. They do take it case by case, but the way I see it, like being a shareholder in a company, all that means is that you own a tiny portion of that company. I mean, it's substantially less than someone like Sam Znaimer, but you're an investor. And to me, that would classify as some form of business dealing, meaning that they have every right to ban you. Not saying that they will, but at least from my research, I think that they do have every right to do so. Now, if you guys do have any more details on this, I'd highly encourage you guys, leave a comment down below, because I'm learning along with you guys, and let me know just your general thoughts on this entire, like I said, this entire topic. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe. I post a video every Monday. Make sure you guys hit the bell for notifications. Also, if you're interested in joining our private membership group, that is that first link down in the description below. But as always, guys, I thank you for watching. I'm looking forward to hearing some of your thoughts, but I'll see you in the next video.